lack of physicality in the NBA, which allows guys to play differently and play easier. Because freeze it here, in the era that, you know, these guys have played in, the Shaqs and the Charles and even myself. We call it the man era. Okay, there's no way that you can bring the basketball up and there's no one touching or pressure. So as the play goes on, there's no one that ever gets touched. There's any pressure. See, if he didn't like that shot, he doesn't. LeBron James is the best player in the world. Freeze it. There's no defensive pressure or touching because of the new rules in the current state. So here's a guy who can play probably forever in this type of environment. And so you swing the ball around. No one's ever been touched once they get on the perimeter, and then you can just get wide open threes, and if you don't like it, take it later. That is the difference between the area. They always
catches them by surprise.
Bird with another jumper, and this one goes down.
Bird comes out shooting. He did that last night, and it worked. Shot it at what, 50%, I think, last night.
11 of 22 last night for Larry, and 27 points. The Celtics have a 4-2 lead. Ainge with his jumper, and he hacks him for the open jumper. And two.
You know, that's an interesting comparison there. Now, incidental contact last night with 0.2 of a second. Bird gets the call. He gets hammered to the ground here in the early going, and nothing happens with the official.
Kenny Smith answers. On to Pinckney, who has it inside. Good move, and a basket for Ed Pinckney. He hung in the air beautifully that time, and the Celtics have tied it up.
Anytime they slide Pinckney from the weak side across that baseline quickly and find him underneath, he doesn't have to make a move to put the ball on the floor.
He's great in IT, but he's not great at it. But it gives the ability that you can handle the basketball even for certain guys, and they go, whoa, and you get, it's like a drill and it's like a cone. Because there's no hand checking, when he comes and I come here and I don't like it, now I can come back, I can set you up, I can throw it between my legs, then I can go into my move. In the era that we kind of grew up in, when you make your move and the hand is there and you try to reset, the hand is still on you, so you're not allowed to look. You can steer him wherever you want it. You don't even look as impressive with your ball handling ability.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Persons against Rodman. And Ronnie Nunn calls the foul on Dennis Rodman, his first personal foul.
Well, Rodman is one of the great defensive players. You watch how low he gets down underneath and just bends those knees, wide stance, not much room to go, but the hands are on Person. That's a no-no.
That is the difference between the era. They always ask me, what would Shaq have done in this era? Or Charles. I said, Charles would probably scored a chameleon points. And I was like, Shaq would have maybe a kabillion. Like, because there's no touch. How about you? 8 million.
.111 Phoenix. Barkley with Gatling, 8 on the shot clock.
As you said, usually likes the left side.
And doesn't even matter anymore. And he's complaining that he was fouled.
Wade wanted to lob it to him. Walker another three, and Walker again shooting too many threes.
Now once again, see, they were in a zone defense, and they force them to kick it out and then take that big, long three-point shot.
To admit, and people hate, they think we're just a bunch of old guys hating.
I asked the question. To be fair, I said offensively, is Steph better offensively than Michael Jordan?
And my answer is not no, but hell no, because the one thing that Michael had to play against was physical contact.
Okay, but
so if Michael Jordan, there was no hand checking, he would average about 45 points. And he averaged like 38 1 year. And shot over 50%.
But that's because Steph didn't play back when those rules.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Steph would still be a great player, possibly. But I'm saying I know what he would be in this era because Michael would be better. You could grab him then. You could hold him then.
You couldn't control the eras that we played.
Right. So he averaged 38 in the era you could actually grab him. So now and hold him. So think if you couldn't hold him. Steph is great.
Off to the left. On the drive against Tony. Baseline left, reverse layup.
What makes it so interesting is Dennis Rodman has to deal with less shots.
Horace bench. Here's Jordan driving on his baseline finish.
It was Warren with the offensive foul with 5 minutes remaining. Fakes the three-pointer. Drives baseline by Gilliam and a hand check.
Kenny? Or you're just too nice a guy, you got along with that? No, I think that my personal nemesis was actually in the NBA Finals. Derek Harper. Because Derek Harper, that was the last year of hand checking. And so Derek Harper was one of those guys who could control you with his hand.
Shooting game in game number 1, but since then he has played in sensational fashion. Rockets 6 and the Knicks 4, and there is the foul on Harper for the hard hand check.
And it was almost like Derek Harper was going to see what he could get away with, and Joe Crawford all over it, calling what he felt was a hard hand check. A lot of people would like to see that part of defense taken out in the future of the NBA.
Well, the feeling is the rules will be adjusted come next season because there are several masters at that, and Derek right at the top of the list. It's hard to tell how much resistance he is showing with that hand check.
Barb, you were talking about how much pressure does Derek Harper pull out. First of all, you're allowed a light hand check, but not to impede the progress of the dribbler. So it's just a matter of the officials putting a little bit more closer look into the hand check. The rules are intact.
Be ready every minute, every moment.
The ability to read out of the post and also in pick and roll situations.
James splits the. But as you mentioned, Mark, at the top of the telecast, struggle in the fourth quarter and overtime. Thompson fakes the three. Now playoffs, all obviously big games for Golden State that they've had a halftime lead. If they won the previous 3. Injury the other night.
Who prides himself on efficiency.
Thank you, DB. Meanwhile, the Warriors have prided themselves on their third quarter explosions. But it's out. Draymond Green.
And they're giving him no support. They're leaving him on the absolute island against the great Steph Curry.
Meanwhile, the Warriors have done a good job making Kyle Korver a non-factor so far. Korver doesn't have a field goal. The only point he has is a technical free throw. He's been so good and so important for this team. James drives, gets inside.
Yeah.
Game one was tied at halftime. Right now, Golden State a comfortable lead. James drives, layup is good. Both coaches were pleased with their turnover count. James drives inside. This is his first shot, but a goaltend call. So James. Thompson, such a good screen. James spins, drives, count it, and one.
The Bulls knocking off the Heat, and now the Spurs with their 4 championships trailing by 15. And here is
Steph Curry with all kind of spice goes by him for the reverse. Which way did he go?
Right here, just this ball handling skills. You don't know what I'm gonna do. You don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, now I'll hit you in the head.
And it makes them look easy.
What are we gonna do with Shaq here? Well, because the other thing is, Shaq, if in the era of hand checking, you hand check, I do get by you, and I come in here, what's happening? Oh.
Kenny Smith trying to turn it in from the top. Hodges checks him. Smith spins inside and scooped it in.
Elijah on Dudley. Still a lot of time. Shot clock at 9. Smith to the hole. Counted.
And Smith able to scoop it up. Smith with the ball fake.
14-0 versus the Pacific Division at home this year. Smith all the way, an uncontested layup.
I do get by you, and I come in here, what's happening? Oh.
Those two, so it's a 2-point game, and here's Houston's opportunity to tie it up, and Byron Scott is going to be called for number 5 now.
Pete, this is what I was talking about as we started the fourth quarter. When you have to gear it down and stop people defensively in the fourth period, and you get into early foul trouble, now a guy penetrates, you put your hands on him, and he gets to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. We can have a free throw shooting contest here.